Welcome everybody to the most must-see podcast in all of sports entertainment. Welcome to the PWC. We've got an NXT review show right here on the channel with me, your mother's favorite podcaster. It is Vaz, and I'll be taking care of you guys for the next 20 odd minutes or so, talking all about the Great American Bash of NXT. That's right, it was the American Bash, and before we got started, we had the typical WWE patronism, showing the clips, showing the videos about 4th of July and how good all of that stuff is. As South Africans, we don't really relate much to it, but I feel like South Africans nowadays celebrate 4th of July more than what the Americans actually celebrated. But anyway, we got into the show and we kicked off hot. It was hot, baby. Woo! Woo! Yeah, that's how hot it was. It was MSK taking on Timothy Thatcher and, of course, Tommaso Ciampa, Old Man Ciampa and Toothless Timmy going against MSK, or as my good friend Jerry likes to call them, Massacres. There we go. Apparently they're from the Cape Town. Anyway, we got MSK and Timothy Thatcher, of course, going against with Tommaso Ciampa. What a tag team match, ladies and gents. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I'm not a big fan of tag team wrestling. I've never been a huge over-the-top tag team fan, but boy, oh boy, did I love this tag match, guys. This was something just remarkably good match. Now, it didn't follow your usual tropes. Have the one dude sit in the corner, get beaten up as much as possible, get the hot tag, have the partner come in, save the day. This match was probably the most back and forward match that I have seen in a very long time. I could not call who the winners were at all in this match. This match was so good. Yes, the finish, it was a little inside cradle. Might have just been a little bit, classic WWE, but it's fine because the rest of the match made up for it 100%. It was a great, great wrestling match in general. And then, of course, we moved on. MSK picked up the victory. Sorry about that. MSK picked up the victory, retaining their titles, but, of course, earned the respect of Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa. That's right. We moved on then to the second title match of the night, and the one that I was looking most forward to, because I'm a huge fan, and I know all of you guys are too, because if you are a fan, then you are going to go to the moon. That's right, it is. Cameron Grimes went one-on-one with L.A. Knight. And of course, if Cameron Grimes won, he won the $1 Million Championship. If L.A. Knight won, then Cameron Grimes would have to become his butler. Now, the match itself wasn't as good as their ladder match a couple of weeks ago at Stand and Deliver, but it was still a good match. Sorry, it wasn't Stand and Deliver, this was one of the takeovers. Sorry about that. But it was still a good match. It was still a fantastic match to watch. Again, the chemistry is there. It's definitely there between Cameron Grimes and LA Knight, and it was a good, solid wrestling match. And then what I liked about the whole concept was that I'm glad, as much as I love Cameron Grimes, I'm glad Cameron did not win that match. I'm glad L.A. Knight, you got to do it like that all the time, it makes sense. L.A. Knight won the match, which means Cameron Grimes now has to become the butler of L.A. Knight, and I think that was actually a smart move. Because we're going to get some comedy gold. Because LA Knight's got the personality. Yes, a lot of people say he's a knockoff Rock and his segments aren't that great and his promos are very generic and stuff like that. But he's supposed to be like that, guys. That is the point of LA Knight. He's supposed to be arrogant. He's supposed to be over the top. He's the $1 Million Champion, for God's sakes. That's how good he actually is. And yeah, I think him and Cameron Grimes could honestly have some amazing chemistry and some amazing promos of Cameron Grimes being a billionaire butler. Come on, that is just gold. It's comedy gold written right there. We press on. We had William Regal and his enforcer, Samoa Joe in the ring. And Regal says, listen, what happened last week with Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross is not something that we appreciate here, so we're getting both of them out here. We're going to discuss this, so we're going to see what we can do about these happenings. Gargano came out, Karrion Kross came out, the two of them had a little bit of a face-off. Gargano tuned him smack. Karrion Kross just said, well, listen, I'm dominant. I've got 3 dreams, which is a very weird thing to say. To remain NXT champion for all time, to headline WrestleMania, and to win the WWE Championship. Those are his 3 dreams, and, okay. Anyway, William Regal then announces that next week we're going to have Karrion Kross one-on-one against Johnny Gargano for the NXT title. And of course, just to add a little bit of a fun element to the whole thing, Samoa Joe is the special guest referee, which means if Joe is allowed to be inside the ring, it means Joe is probably cleared for competitiveness. Let's see how this plays out. I'm excited to see Joe back in the ring, even though he is a special referee. I think the chemistry between Gargano and Karrion Kross is just fantastic. I love the way they interact with each other. They put on exactly what you need them to put on, and it is great to watch. We then move on to the 3rd championship match, and this one is probably my least favorite out of the 3. But not because it was a bad wrestling match. I just didn't get it, if that makes sense. So we had The Way, which is Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, go in a tag team match against Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. Io Shirai and Zoe Stark started tag teaming 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden they get a title shot. Yes, they won that brilliant triple threat match last week to earn that shot, but I didn't see the point of this match, and yeah, distraction finish again at the end. Well, we'll actually get to that. Actually, hold on. So the match itself was good. Zoe Stark showing a bit of more character, I guess, as she's developing in the ring. It's looking less stiff and more fluid. Io Shirai, of course, is Io Shirai. She's just so good, so good. Indy Hartwell, though, has to be one of the best superstars to have come out of that match. At the moment, she looks so good. And of course, if you watched NXT, you know there's a little battery that's charging, the world's slowest battery to charge. It finally hit 100. The stage started going green, and on the stage was Teagan Knox, and she was back, baby. That's right, Teagan Knox is back, and you know exactly who she was coming for. It was Candice LeRae. Caused the distraction. LeRae lost the match. Teagan beat the living hell out of Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell lying on the side of the ring. Possibly the best moment in NXT history. She got saved by Dexter Lumis, picked her up and walked her out there. Once again, Index is reunited, and the world can sleep better at night, knowing 100% that Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis are going to get together. We've been screaming for this, guys. We have. It's fantastic. Makes me smile, you see? Smile. Moving on ahead. We've got the NXT North American Champion, their Celebration Cypher. But before we got to that, we also had the announcement of the superstars going into the Breakout Tournament for 2021. We've seen a few of them on air already, either under 205 Live or NXT. And yeah, nothing much more to report. There's 2 or 3 that we haven't really know about or anything like that. They announced the first match next week. But my thing is, the one that I'm looking forward to in the NXT Breakout, who've actually seen go against Adam Cole last week, and that was Carmelo Hayes. I think this man is pure gold. I'm a big fan of his, and I'm going to be rooting for him in the Breakout Tournament, and of course, we'll give you all the results of the Breakout Tournament right here on the podcast, of course. And then we move on to the Cypher that was for Hit Row Records, and boy, can these guys spit My Lord, what a celebration. Yeah, it's how long? You're going to take a moment just to breathe it in. It was just great, man. B-Fab on the mic, proving that she's got what it takes. Top Dollar was just, phenomenal. Even Isaiah Swerve, when he went in for the fast rap, that was brilliant. Ashanti, the DJ, that was quite cleverly done, hiding his fact that he's not as good on the mic as the other three, which is great. And yeah, man, I don't see anybody right now taking on Hit Row Records. Hit Row, Hit Row, Hit Row, Hit Row. Yeah, those guys are fantastic. I loved everything about it. It was glorious to watch. It was more than glorious. It was phenomenal. That's right. Which then brings us to our main event, and glasses come off. Mind is blown. Wow, guys. If you ever need a wrestling tape to learn how to wrestle, and how to wrestle well in a ring, go watch Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly 2 at the Great American Bash in 2021. My giddy aunt, was that possibly one of the best matches in the last, let's say, 10 years. That's an instant classic. The two of them, man, I'm excited. I'm excited because with the result of this one, it means we're getting a third match, and there's nothing. I can watch these two guys go at it every single day of the week, and I'll never be bored. This match had everything from a beautiful storyline. The hatred between the two of them is evident that it was there. The technical aspect of them, I mean, the Panama flip, sunrise flip from the apron to the floor was brilliant. When Adam Cole put in the figure 4 leg lock, and then O'Reilly reversed it into an ankle lock / knee lock. Man, this was so good. It was just beautiful, and the false counts. There was just such. This match has to be match of the year. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if Uncle Dave doesn't even rate it highly. This is a 5-star match. 100%. And don't let me tell you that. Go watch it again if you haven't seen it already. Guys, it is just the pinnacle of beautiful, brilliant wrestling. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole got the victory after 2 sunrise Panama flips and, of course, 2 knee shots to the back of the head. Eventually, Kyle O'Reilly got laid out and stayed down for the 3 count. Beautiful match. And like I said, I can watch them every single day of the week. And hell, I'm going to go after this, recording this, I'm going to switch it off. While I'm busy editing, I'm going to rewatch that match, because that's how good that match actually is. It is so good that I'm going to watch it twice in one day, possibly even a third time. Who knows? But from me, your mother's favorite podcaster Vaz, been awesome hosting for you guys. It was fun. I really love doing these things. And it's time now for the review of NXT on the Vaz scale. And of course, this show was fantastic from start to finish. It wasn't a bad match. Regardless of what I said about the women's tag team, it wasn't a bad match. I just didn't get it as much. And it brings the rating a little bit down. Tad down. Nothing much. Also, the other thing is I really wanted to see Toothless Timmy and Tommaso Ciampa as champions of the NXT Tag Team division. Not their time, unfortunately, but hey, it's how it happens. Massacres, as Jeremy would say, they were just that good as well. But in the whole show, on the Vaz scale, gets itself a an 8 out of 10. It was a good show from General, and it looks like WWE is on a good start from today. Raw had a good show. NXT has a good show. Hopefully they can bring it home with SmackDown. Of course, don't forget we also do AEW reviews right here on the channel. So that will probably come with you tomorrow, as AEW is on Wednesday nights. And then, of course, don't forget to please subscribe and click the notification button so you can get all the updates of whatever we do. We don't just do reviews here. We've got a whole bunch more content coming up, as well as things like the list of Vaz. Don't forget. We also have gossip columns coming through as well. And then we just get a bunch of friends and talk a whole bunch of rubbish as well. That's going to be amazing, amazing content coming for you right here on PWC World. So please, guys, click subscribe and, of course, get yourself notified so you're always up to date with the pinnacle of comics and magic. And you get to see me every day, which is always great on wrestling in general. From me, once again, it's been awesome. We'll check you guys again soon. Remember, guys, always, always, always tip a waiter. Some advice from you. From me, till next time, peace and chicken grease.